Ivan Bryan, McDougall have dementia. McDougall have dementia. No, thank you, I don't want it. McDougall have dementia. Have. OGDAG says that plants convert animal matter into more available energy we can eat. This is basic human evolution. If humans were evolved to eat animals, why does it kill about 75% of us? Without eating meat, we would still be swinging on trees, eating plants 12 hours a day like gorillas. There is almost no nutrition in plants other than vitamins and minerals, which is why animals that eat plants must eat for hours a day. I don't eat for hours a day and I'm probably twice your size. Wake up, son. Anthony Cuth says, every vegan on YouTube has a friend who's been vegan their whole life. Too bad we've never seen these lifelong vegans. All we hear about is 2, 3, 4 and 5 years. Lifelong vegans are a myth like Sasquatch. Here we see the lesser spotted James, vegan for over 60 years in his natural environment. James Watson, why are you still wearing Tom Sheaf or whatever his name is t-shirt when he's left veganism? This is my top, mother. Do you honestly think I'd fit into Tim's puny top? Slap Happy Do Plenty says, since I went full carnivore, I poop once a week. Bowel cancer. Chris V, be vegan only because of the animals, not because of health. We will all die, unfortunately. Love from the Netherlands. Not so much a troll, this guy. I think he's likely actually vegan, but worth mentioning. I'm not saying you're going to live forever by eating whole plant foods, but you will live probably a lot longer, definitely a lot healthier. I don't want to have several years on the end of my life where I can't look after myself, you know. I want to be functional, be able to move around, be able to wipe my own butt. This is one major thing that whole foods vegans have over every other eating modality. You know, we will live a lot better. You know, biggest killer of vegans, still heart disease if you want to eat a junk food diet. I went vegan because I don't want to be the cause of my own death, so I'll stick to the whole plant foods, thank you. A lot of people are quite selfish and they don't get the ethics thing, but if they think, oh, maybe I can avoid getting heart disease like my parents got, or if I can get the body of my dreams, you know, we're just a club that people are more likely to come over to. So I get it. I think that you're probably more of an ethical vegan. That's great. That's really nice. Like, good for you. But let's not poo-poo the health aspects. It's, you know, even in terms of advocacy, it's a great tool. Black Picture with his white picture. Vegan logic. We make all nutrients and B12 is only achieved from a lab. No vegans have ever said we make all nutrients. Like, what a ridiculous thing to... Where did you pull that from, you silly person? Virtually all essential nutrients come from plants. We used to get B12 from drinking water, from the soil on our produce. We've sterilised the environment, so that's not possible now. So that's a different matter. My point that this troll is terribly misrepresenting is that there is no essential nutrient found in dead flesh that we can't get elsewhere. You know, and we thrive much better without putting dead flesh in our mouths with the cholesterol, trans fat, sat fat, natural and artificial hormones, antibiotics. Blah, 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 blah. Do you get me? Now stop being so silly, Black Picture. Donna Fane in the chat says, fibre is not a nutrient. Next! Oh dear, nice try, but fibre is a nutrient. It affects the beneficial Prevotella strains of bacteria that live in the colon. All other foods feed the pathogenic Bacteroides strains. Now, very interestingly, only 1% of our human DNA controls the metabolic processes going on inside our bodies, the chemical reactions that have to take place in order for life. 99% of the DNA that controls our metabolic processes comes from these bacteria. Do you want beneficial fibre-eating bacteria controlling your life expectancy, or pathogenic Bacteroides bacteria that eat meat, etc.? Next! Here's another one. Cos Mandis, fibre ain't a nutrient or even a necessary part of the human diet. Humans have thrived and are thriving without fibre, and this fact can be seen in modern day carnivores, indigenous populations and ancient humans. Carnivore eaters have been around for about 5 seconds. There are no studies on their longevity. By the time we get any studies done, they'll likely all be dead. On average, modern tribespeople eat between about 100 and 150 grams of fibre per day. And thanks to advancements in technology, we now know from analysing coprolites or fossilised Paleolithic man's poo, he ate up to 150 grams of fibre per day too. Try again, Cos, you wet lettuce. Croger1 says, your meals contribute to animal death and suffering, and also vegan bodybuilding is an oxymoron. You have to consume 50% plus more calories, contributing to more animal deaths than a more sedentary person does for a totally optional hobby. You've spelt hobby wrong. You have a bit of a point though. I will speak to that. I've currently turned probably thousands of people vegan, a lot of bodybuilders, a lot of strength athletes, see my example, see it can be done, and they've changed over. Imagine how many animals that has saved. Now, if I was a scrawny little dude, like just eating the bare minimum to get by, I wouldn't have saved all these thousands and thousands and thousands of animals. It's exponential. I've saved so many. Once I've turned all the gym goers in the world vegan, I'll give it another thought. Oh yeah, and who's eating the most crops? A few million vegans or 140 billion farmed animals? Think about it. Ivan Bryan, McDougall have dementia. McDougall have dementia. No, thank you, I don't want it. McDougall have dementia. Have. If you're going to criticise someone's mental state, you might want to work on your grammar when you're doing it. Savlija Blasevic. Oh, God, what empty talk. Didn't you grow up on milk first and only? We're not babies anymore. Brain much? Uncaged says, why does every vegan on the planet have to lecture on their channel? The better question is, why do you feel the need to watch all the vegan channels? Just go vegan already. Into the Further says, DHA, that'll stop you from jump cutting every sentence. That vegan brain dog though. Brain dog! He meant to say brain fog. He said brain dog. Brain dog! Don't worry about my vegan brain dog. Worry about your carnivore brain fog. Some Skeletor looking dude, Tony Whitlow, says you're delusional if you think a vegan diet / lifestyle is better and healthier than a carnivore diet. It's obvious you're suffering from brain fog. I'd break you estrogen-soaked, brittle-boned twink. I'm delusional if I think that a diet rich in legumes, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, herbs and spices is a better diet than some... I'm not very hard to find if you want to come and break me, but I don't fancy your chances somehow. Frank DeCoo. Shut the up, you sheep. No, you'll never shut me up. Who's the sheep? Who's the one who's following what the vast majority of society is doing? Probably leading you to an early grave, hurting animals unnecessarily, causing immense suffering, and up the planet. Who's the sheep? Christian319 says, that's an old photo, use a recent one. Okay then. Chris G says, soy is the main reason for rainforest destruction. I don't see you telling people to avoid it. To avoid 90% of soy is fed to animals. Ledo Mook says, is this another fake tuck video where you're really butthurt so you make a parody video that makes you come across just as insecure as you are? Now let me think. Is it fair to say that you cause immense suffering to lovely animals? Click this video to stop the horrible noise.